Attention messy TikTokers. Please follow on Rumble for more messy TikTok news. YouTube will remove this page for community guideline violations after one more strike. The link is in the description.
I told you, as a woman,
When do you
anybody,
think you?
if you have diabetes while you are pregnant, you are more prone to get type 2 later on in life. So once you get through this, be very mindful of your diet and exercise.
Well, so I have to do my A1, A1 AC.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's AC
Yep,
call. It's called
A1C.
because yeah, they think like I've already had it. Either I was pre-diabetic because my numbers when I did the way that I found out was that I did the the sugar test.
Mm-hmm.
When you reach a certain level in your pregnancy, and my number was like 320 something
Oh,
after the
Jesus.
1 hour. And so they were like, they called me and first they had to send me to the hospital just to, regulate. And they're like, yeah, so more than likely you were probably either diabetic or pre-diabetic. You just didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Because what
okay,
happens
A1C, there
is,
we go.
because what happens, like especially for my husband, our bodies get used to running high, like, 400. Our sugars, like we feel fine. We're cool because our body gets used to that.
Hmm.
Like now, whenever my husband gets down to what we considered a good number, he gets loopy. So like you say
Yeah.
100, like 100 is a good number. He be all kind of loopy, all
Oh,
kinds of
yeah.
loopy.
Me too.
So your body probably had got used to it. So now they're getting you back down. You're going to feel odd. It's going to be hard to control it because, like you said, you are eating for two, and whatever he's
Right.
putting out is really messing you up.
Drea, so like they sent you to the hospital, of course, and we don't really do. Yeah, they don't, but they had me go to like maternal fetal medicine, right? And they had me meet with a dietitian. They put me on the insulin. So right now, this has only been a week. So I've only been doing this for a week, or not even a week. Actually, I started this on Thursday last week. So they put me on the insulin, and I'm trying to like regulate. Like you said, Candy, it's hard because I want food. Like, the food that you're trying to get me to eat
It's
is not
nasty.
the food, is not the food that I want to eat, obviously. Or you know what I mean? Like, so I didn't even like even just eating rice and stuff like that. Like I wanted to get like a Chipotle bowl. Well, that's out of the question. Um, you want your glucose to be steady waves, not hills and valleys. Yeah, I don't know what Candy, what you have for if you have a continuous one.
I have the husband wears the Libre
Yeah,
and
that's what I have.
and then the baby wears the Dexcom. I like the Dexcom over the Libre, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yes. And so I have stress tests coming up, of course, and they have to do a growth ultrasound, because after a certain time, because if he gets too big, then we just have to do a C-section.
And
Right, Terry.
those diabetes babies be coming out 15. We coming out full grown men.
Girl, and that's why they were like, if you start looking like you're going over, if it like 9 pounds, if he's gonna go over 9 pounds, they're like, we're not even gonna risk it. You're gonna have a C-section. And I'm like, okay. One of the biggest risks is a post-term baby. Yeah, they were saying like, he'll have to stay in the NICU to make sure he can regulate his own sugar, because obviously he's used to his sugar being this high now, right? Two something, 260, 300. So we're trying to lower that. Where can here, let me make it on following you. Gotcha. I'm on Instagram too, so I'll find, is your Instagram in your bio? I think
I
everybody
felt
for
kind
all
of
the
bad when
tips
I
and
saw
stuff.
that when I saw it, I was like, ugh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It is really, like I said, I just hope by the time you get good at managing this, I hope you're on the other side of pregnancy and the baby is here, because it is not fun. And I think as we grow up, we get so used to eating a certain way that
Mm-hmm.
it's really like my husband we've been doing it for 5 years with him, and he
Mm-hmm.
has the hardest time trying to give up. Like he has to have his regular Pepsi. I'm like, you don't have to have regular Pepsi. You're not going to die. But he'll
Right.
swear up and down he's dying without his regular Pepsi. we just get so used to eating how we want, and then somebody comes and says, well, no Pepsi, no rice, no
Right,
bread, you can't eat your cookies, no zuzus. What you mean no zuzus and wham whams? Hold up, you're doing too much too fast. You're
right,
doing too
right.
much too fast. You
What's
know.
up? What's up, Queen?
How are you?
I'm getting through.
I get you. I just came to, excuse me, I just came upstairs, so big girl problems. I came up to ask, like, are you in contact with like a doula or somebody to
No.
be an advocate for you?
No, so I'm going to give birth at the hospital so my sister just gave birth and she works at is a labor and delivery nurse. So I'm going to give birth at the hospital that she is, and she's going to deliver, well, be the nurse there.
Okay, I was just asking if you would have an advocate there because I am a doula, and now I was wondering if in your birth plan was open about your delivery.
When you say open, what do you mean? Like open for what?
Like vaginal delivery or cesarean.
Oh, see, so initially, before this diagnosis, I was, unless it was an emergency, I would consider it, I was like, okay, of course, a cesarean, but only for an emergency, right? But I mean, Sophie was vaginal, so I was hoping to do the same. But when I go to my growth scan and he's picking up weight, then they're not going to let me do it.
Yeah, that's why I was coming up to ask you to talk to you. Do they have a specific reason why they don't want to allow you to have a vaginal delivery with a baby? I'm just
Yeah.
asking because, like, I have moms that are 115 pounds soaking wet, half 10-pound babies vaginally, and there's no issue.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. Yes, and you're right, Queen. So what they said is that with gestational diabetes, or with diabetes in general, right? When the baby, the fat collects around their neck more than like around their body. So they're worried about, I could get his head out, but his shoulders.
Shoulder
Okay,
dystocia.
and that's I just wanted to clarify because it honestly depends on like the angle of your cervix and how you're honestly set up. That's why I was asking. I've had moms do it with no problem, and we've had moms that have issues because they have a T-shaped uterus or their cervix is angled at a different angle. I just wanted to make sure that they were giving you the options and not just saying like, oh, okay, we want to do this just because we want to do this. That was all.
I think it's like because they're monitoring how much weight he's putting on. And so they said that they wouldn't feel comfortable, with me. If he's over 9 pounds, they wouldn't feel comfortable with me delivering him vaginally.
Okay, was just checking, making sure that everything was going smoothly because I've seen it go the other way where mom's choices or the birthing person's choices were taken from them.
What is
Because
Sissy saying? What is our sister saying about all of this?
Oh, my sister? I mean,
Our sister.
she's seen it both ways, right? Like Queen, she's seen people push out large babies, but I don't think she's seen anyone who pushed out a large baby with gestational diabetes. But like even with my sister, they were concerned about that with her delivery because she kind of stalled at the shoulders, and they just when they were about to call it Queen and Hard Candy, they said my sister was able to give one good push and got her out.
You know what I think? I think doctors are more because of that family in Atlanta. I think doctors are going to err more on the side of let's do a C-section versus let's try to push these big babies out. You know what I mean? You know the family I'm talking about in
Yeah,
Atlanta?
with the head was. Yeah.
I think they're going to err more on the side of let's not go the long route. Let's go the short route.
But I also see here's what I've learned a lot too from my sister being a labor and delivery nurse at several hospitals. I've learned a lot from her stories that a lot of times these doctors will tell you anything just to get you to do what they want because they want to go somewhere.
That's what I was trying. That's what I was coming up here for, because literally my occupation is because of that thing. It's also because of the mortality rate of women of color and the comorbidities and infant mortality rates within our community. That's why I was coming up here, because I was also a 10-pound, 7-ounce baby, and my mama had GD, and she gave birth to me vaginally. been there supporting women who've gave birth to babies with GD. But I just wanted to make sure that they gave you the options and they communicated with you so that you were
Yeah.
part of the plan of making the decision if you were going to have a cesarean, because sometimes it's not necessary. It's a quick fix for a lot of things. So
Right.
like, I just wanted to make sure that you were given the choices and the opportunity to say yay or nay, and understand why they made that choice.
Yeah, see, that's why I get nervous because obviously when the doctors present it to you, right? It's like we don't want baby to have this. If his shoulders don't come out, then we got to try to push him back in to get you, and then get you to an emergency C-section, and you know what I mean, like And then they said they have to use. They said most of the times with somebody who has gestational diabetes, if the baby's too big, they got to use forceps, vacuum, all of these things that I didn't have to do with Sophie. When I gave birth to her, so it's just like. It's hard to even think because you get all this information at once, right? And they don't really sit with you because obviously they have to go to other patients. So you're just like, you have to rely on other people and you got to do research. And sometimes you're just like, okay, this is what they said. And you just feel like you have to trust them.
I agree with Nick. I like how your sister can be a good advocate for you because she knows some of the ins and outs.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like when I was induced for Sophie, they gave me that. I don't know if any of you have ever had that balloon when they dilate your cervix with the saline balloon.
With the balloon catheter?
Yes. Worst thing in my life. I said, here's what we will not do this time around. Y'all not finna get me like that last time. Y'all got, and even when my sister gave birth to her first daughter, before she was a labor and delivery nurse, she said to them, don't break my water. The nurse came around the corner, still broke her water because she was waiting for her husband had went somewhere and he was coming right back. And she said, don't break my water. The nurse was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were okay. She's like, no, I was very clear with you, not to do that.
And that's the biggest problem. That's why I became a doula, because I had a traumatic birthing experience with my now 10-year-old. And I believe that it happens more often than not. And that's what research shows. So I became an advocate for birthing people because there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Right. If you want to reach out to me, just so if you have a cesarean or a vaginal delivery, if there's a way you want things to go for you, we can create a birthing plan together. There's nothing like no cost or anything involved within any of this. I work for my community for free, but getting a birthing plan together, what you would like, low lights, if you want music, who you want to be in the room, if you want to be on the monitor the full time, or if you want to be allowed to walk around, like all the things that you desire, that's within safety measures, that's not going to put you or baby at risk. I'm open to doing that.
Well, I appreciate that. Like I said, and if I didn't have my sister, I definitely would do exactly what you're saying because she has done this a ton of times over. But I appreciate you, Queen, for even giving me that advice and an opportunity. If there's anybody too who's listening that can, take from this as well, please do, because I appreciate that.
Well, that's all I came up for. I hope you have a beautiful delivery. I hope baby is absolutely healthy. I hope that this is just a gestational thing and that it does not prolong. And I'm wishing you lots of love and good luck.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that so much.
You're welcome.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I got to mute my thing.
Look, while she's muting, this just proves that every pregnancy and every labor will be different. I'm going to wait till she comes back before I say bye and start work, because work. Anybody want to come to work for me? I'll let you.
Depends what you do for work.
I work from home. So luckily, I'm sitting here at my computer right now waiting on my first... I'm like on the help desk where I help other representatives do the job I used to do while I sit here and help them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I sit here and help other people. That's what I do. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Yes, the beginning is hard because you're going to think. Be mindful of the carbs. I say, personally, I don't know what your doctors say. You don't got to listen to me. I don't have any letters behind my name. I am always more worried about the actual carb count than the sugar, personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's the part that will sneak up on you in the long run. And nobody, and a lot of people don't know that all carbs do is turn to sugar in the body anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said,
And
sometimes you
that's
be,
what I've learned. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like that's my issue. I've learned that very quickly. But there were signs. I just didn't, like frequent urination, thirst, like one night prior to the diagnosis, I had like 3 large cups of water because I kept feeling like, man, I am not getting enough of whatever I'm thinking, like this water. I feel like I would even get ice by my bed and think like, okay, maybe if I just suck on some ice, it'll help me feel like I'm retaining more of the water. And that was like, wasn't even.
that's
Right.
actually your body trying to flush the sugars out. Also, this is going to sound so gross. This is a diabetic problem. You may find yourself cleaning your toilet more because the sugar in our body will come out in our urine and it will grow mold. And you're like, I just cleaned my toilet yesterday. Where's this black mold coming? It's from the sugar in our body.
Yeah.
Since we're saying about signs of your diabetes, frequent urination, always thirsty. When your body is low, it kind of feels like a panic attack. And you'll get sweat, like it's like a panic attack. These are signs before you like get to the point where you're about to pass out. Usually you'll feel the low, like, why am I breaking out in a sweat all of a sudden? I'm sitting still. Why am I sweating? You're probably getting ready to go low. There could be mood swings, especially in girls, or just some signs. Unexplained vomiting. Well, in your case, you was pregnant, but if you're somebody who is not pregnant and you have unexplained vomiting, that is a sign of diabetes too. Just so that we all know. And nobody, like with my little girl, when she was diagnosed, she wasn't even 2. And right before she was diagnosed, she had those super wet diapers that when you throw them on the floor, you could hear them go ka-chunk. And I never knew why. She had the frequent urination where that little jelly stuff in the Pampers would be all over her body. I never knew why, never thought twice about it. Right before she got diagnosed, she had these periods where she would just throw up for no reason. No reason. And she would be fine right afterwards. Like, it's gone. And her favorite word then was drink, drink, drink. That's all she would say.
Wow.
And she had a cup everywhere she went.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's why I'm like, oh boy, if this is, hopefully, this is not a long-term thing, but like I said, there's so much stuff I have to do later on to figure out if this is a long-term or whatever, because of just like possibly being pre-diabetic. I don't have any on my side of the family, obviously, but, in terms of for my worry for the baby, but my husband has a lot of people who are diabetic on his side. So
you will know before you leave the hospital if it's going to be a long-term thing, because from my understanding, it's like you have the baby at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. By the next morning, your personal sugars should be normal.
Okay.
So you will know before you leave the hospital if it's going to be a long-term thing.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll know before you leave.
Yeah, I know they said they would monitor, but I wasn't sure if that was like over a week, over what they were thinking, but okay. Well, I don't want to hold you up too much because I know you said you got to start work, so don't feel like you got to stay up here, but I do appreciate
you have a very supportive community. I bet every time you come here with a question, somebody will have an answer. Or
and that's
somebody
what
will have
like
kind words to encourage you.
That's what I like about this, community, about TikTok, having these conversations. Sorry, y'all. If y'all hear Salem in the background meowing, for some reason he acting like he ain't got no food in his bowl, but he do. So anyways, let me talk about, I know while we're talking about stuff.
Drink y'all's water, move y'all's body.
You too.
Bye.
I know there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening, on TikTok. I saw if you guys know, I'm a part of the coalition, which is interesting because I didn't name it that, but we just been called that. I know we have a meeting coming up. I know a lot of people have questions. I wish I had answers. I really don't know. I had talked to Kev, the comic, about it. I know he has some ideas. Honestly, I think this has to expand. I know so much, Christina. I had gestational diabetes twice. She right, it was gone before oh, okay. Hey. Most of the time it's not permanent. I had severe preeclampsia and it went away. Oh, okay. Um, so yeah, so the stuff with just I don't even know what to say anymore about that. I saw Petty and is it Eb? Yeah, I don't know why I want to say Eb something. Not Eb Ready, but Eb. It is Eb Ready, but I want to call it her name something else. But I saw that Eb and Petty had kind of gotten into, a disagreement. I know I saw Kay last night was trying to mediate a little bit, which I think is always good, when you can work things out, because things kind of do go a long way. Like when Kev and I were beefing and stuff, a lot of things could have been talked about. It just didn't get talked about. And sometimes you get so into your feelings, like I know I was, beefing is just the best avenue. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I've learned from and what I was hoping from this group was that, we could just all, I don't know, put stuff aside. You know what I mean? But at the same time, there are just some people you cannot put things aside with, like Scola, Blaze. Those people you will never be able to, because they're menaces. Like they do that shit just to get on your nerves. I know there are other people who are beefing, but they won't be beefing forever. You know what I mean? I did see the stuff with I Speak. I saw the stuff with Heartbreaker. Nitra. I did want to talk about the whole mod. Hey, good morning. I did want to talk about the whole mod thing with Nitra. I know Kev was talking about it. I think I was hoping that Kev could get Nitra on his panel and ask her. But Nitra, what I don't like that Nitra has been doing. Oh, y'all, can y'all get the likes up for your girl? We only at 1.7 thousand. Can y'all get the likes up for your girl? Tap that screen, y'all. I know I'm not on this page a lot and I'm not on a lot. But if y'all don't mind, help a sister out. Tap that screen. So yeah, okay. So the thing with mods, right? I don't like Nitra's response to everybody finding out that her mod unalived his 2-year-old. Okay, so if you guys are not on top of this situation, Miss Nitra, her one of her mods, it has come out that he allegedly unalived his 2-year-old. Okay, I know that there was an article that he had shaken his baby to the point where there was a brain bleed or something like that. He had gotten custody of the child. By the time the child was 2, he had unalived the child in what seemed like another shaking incident or something like that. So I wanted to give my opinion on that. Now, my opinion is more so about mods. We choose who our mods are. And I noticed a lot of time in people's comments, especially, and I saw it in Miss Nitra because it happened with me. People, we give a lot of our mods a lot of respect, a lot of free reign, things like that. As you should. This person is modding your space. But if you're going to do that, you need to make sure that the people you are allowing to mod to a certain degree are people that you can trust. And maybe you can trust a man who unalived his 2-year-old. I know I couldn't, but maybe Nitra can. I guess she can. Now, the issue is, did she know or didn't she know? Well, I can tell you it don't look good when you go on live and people are asking you, because I know Trip did and a few other people were asking her about her mod, and you immediately block these people. When people are saying justice for the child, you block them out your live. Girl, just answer the question. You knew or you didn't know? Y'all, people, hold on. Kev, how's it going?
You trying to battle?
Yeah, we can battle. I was talking about the Nitra situation.
Oh Lord Jesus! I tried to get into that yesterday. It immediately it started going bananas. I dropped everybody out the box and ended the live. I am not doing this.
When you said it went bananas, just like people didn't understand the situation.
They started arguing and fighting with each other and everything.
Okay, let's do a quick one battle off here, y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna do a one and done, chat. I need everybody to tap in. Y'all know Aunt Karen got 1 billion people over there and shit.
No, not today. But you got, you do more battles than I do, so
That's okay. You got 2 million motherfuckers.
Not over here today. I wish I did. Not over here today. But yeah, I was just telling them about that. What you been up to though, Kev? Before I get back into that after this battle, what you been up to?
No, I actually just came live. I was on late to about 3 o'clock this morning, so I just got on. I had to get me some sleep. I had to get me some sleep. Yeah, what's today? The third. Tomorrow's the third.
No, tomorrow's the 3rd, so we still having the meeting, right?
To my understanding, I'll reach out to Petty Row today and find out if it's still going down.
Okay, because I haven't gotten any Zoom links, or anything like that.
Me neither.
But I was telling people, like, I know, we had talked. I know you have some new ideas and things, to revamp stuff. So we'll see.
Absolutely.
That's my goal is see, expand and see.
Yeah, I'm drawing line in the sand, to be honest with you. If I'm gonna be, we either got to get back on track or I'm getting out. One of the two.
Yeah. Well, no. You gonna get out. Then what's gonna happen? What you talking about?
Well, we start our own thing and we're like-minded people because
Right.
I'm starting to see everybody's not like-minded, and I'm not trying
Right.
to. I'm not trying to do that.
Right.
We got to be on the same page regardless of the history.
Yeah.
And that's part of the example that you set. How you can't be trying to solve a problem if you're a part of the same problem you're trying to solve.
Right.
And, everybody on here has got some history with some folks. So it's got to be like-minded, same energy. Let's go, y'all! Put it on her top. Oh, I got a screen record chat. We got a screen record chat.
Now hold on. You was all nice, and now you try to, but now you're motivating people to drop it on the head.
Yeah, let's drop it on the top, chat.
But I agree with you because I think we had talked about this. I really feel like opening it up to people who really want to be a part of something. You know what I'm saying? And I think despite the size of your platform, I think
Absolutely correct. I agree with that too. I agree with that too.
Because if you really care about change, then it don't matter. The platform size don't matter.
And just like we don't want to use the group to attack people. We don't want to use it to protect them either. If there's something that needs to be talked about or addressed, regardless of what it is, it should be able to be freely discussed, regardless of the controversy. Because there may come with somebody that sits on it. Whatever, they may be involved in something, and the discussion comes up. So I don't think that it should shut down a conversation just because the group exists.
Right.
Just like we shouldn't be attacking people just because the group exists. I don't want to feel like it. We're coddling and sheltering people through the group. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to be a part of that either. So
Yeah. I think the idea is still valid. And it just takes the right group of people. And I don't know who said it. I think it was Petty. Not everybody we start with is going to be in the group. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And people are going to, listen, that's how governments, right? You start off with one idea and then fractions, people break off into different fractions and they have their own ideas and they start different things. And that's great. We people say, I don't like it at this, but I like some of the ideas, but I think this should go this way. I'm going to break off and do my own thing. And that's fine. That's fine. Let's just not fight about it. You know what I mean?
And powerful sis, that's not what we're doing right now. I've been known to attack a few people too. So this is not about one specific person and the history that they have. We've all been a part of attacking somebody to some degree, and just know if you come at me the wrong way, I'm gonna attack your ass again. But there's a certain extent that we're in a certain line we're trying to draw in the sand as far as how far is acceptable
Right.
and appropriate behavior. So powerful sis, point taken. But once I start pointing fingers, I got fingers pointing at me too. So
Right.
that's not the road I'm trying to go down. I'm not trying to point out everybody's history on the app.
Right.
Because it's just counterproductive. To me, it's about what the kind of standard that we want to set going forward, and that's what I want to be a part of. That's the part of the change I want to be a part of.
Yeah. Because like you said, we all have a past, And I think, now there are some people who don't want to change. You know what I'm saying? And that's, that's something we can talk about on another time. But thank you so much, Kev. I appreciate
Yeah,
the
love to
battle.
you. I got a newfound respect for you, and that's on God now. On
I
God now.
appreciate
I
that.
have a
It's
newfound
same
respect.
way here. Same way here. I'm glad that we've had conversations. We've been able
Absolutely.
to really discuss things. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I have an absolute newfound respect for you. Enjoy your day, Karen.
You too. Bye, Kev.
See you later. All right now.
So yeah, like my whole thing with Nitra, like my thing with Nitra is when you get, and this is for anybody who gets into, when you're on TikTok or you get into some, and people, whether people accuse you of something or people bring some evidence, whatever, however you want to say it, when you find something out, you need to address sort of way, acting like it's not a big deal, especially when it's this level, to the point where like your people have proof that your mod has done something like this. Either you knew or you didn't know. If it was me, I would be like, hey, if I didn't know, I didn't know. And it's not a big deal, especially when it's this level, to the point where like your people have proof that your mod has done something like this. Either you knew or you didn't know. If it was me, I would be like, hey, if I didn't know, I didn't know. But at the same time, and this is why I want y'all to come up and talk to me about this. Do content creators, whether you're a live battler, whether you're a streamer, whatever, do you have the responsibility to protect your platform from certain kinds of people, in the sense of when it comes to your mods, right? You cannot stop people from coming into your live. You can put it on sub only, but people can buy a sub, right? People can do that, and you don't know who's behind that profile. But if you have mods, and whether they're paid or not, do you have some sort of responsibility to make sure that these people are on the up and up? And if so, what does that responsibility look like? Hey Bella, how's it going? And she acted as if she didn't care, like it didn't phase. Yeah, that's what bothers me. Because Nitra was dancing the other day, like, oh, I'm about to get this million, I'm about to get this million likes. Listen, 1,000,000 likes is great, but you can't take 1,000,000 likes off this app. You understand what I'm saying? Like 1,000,000 likes is a great thing. And I'm glad that she was able to reach that. I don't know if she's done it a few times over, but I'm glad anybody is able to do that. But you can't take that off this app. So what does that mean to you? People are really questioning your platform, and you're dancing away. And I think Nitra has a lot. I hope all is well with you. Thank you so much, Bella. Bella, life, these kids being pregnant. But I guess, how do you really want to represent yourself? And here's the thing. I think Nitra, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think Nitra is spiraling a little bit. I think the issue with Heartbreaker and that funeral really messed her up, and she's out to prove that she's this big, bad, bitch. And that's great. But I think you're doing too much, because quite honestly, I truly believe if you just ignore Heartbreaker would be like, yeah, this is no fun anymore. Because I think Heartbreaker has told people numerous times what gets her going. She loves the mess. She loves going back and forth. You give her an inch, she gonna take that mile. So if if Heartbreaker had a funeral about me, I'd just be like, okay, you know what I mean? And because it's not going to bother me. I don't care who attended, because the people that I care about, that I truly care about, I know wouldn't attend it. You know what I mean? I don't care if you go under, and when I say attend it, I mean like they're not really buying into the mess. They may go on, we may kiki about it under a fake page, but I would just sit there and be like, I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, y'all, I'm alive and well, y'all should. I don't have to prove that. And I think Nitra got so attached to this. Do I agree with Heartbreaker's methods? Absolutely not. Hey, Hillary. Absolutely not. I do not agree with her methods, but Heartbreaker has been honest about who she was, who she is. This is the stuff she likes to do. So either you participate in it or you just leave her alone, and she'll leave you alone. The worst thing about this, he didn't admit to being guilty, but pleaded no contest. His child, yeah, I know. And it's just, when it comes to somebody unaliving their child, right? We're talking about Nitra's mod. When it comes to something like that, no contest, bro. One thing about me, you would never, and I would fight that tooth and nail. If I wasn't guilty on something like that, I would fight that tooth and nail. I don't care. I would rather rot in a cell fighting it tooth and nail before just pleading something I don't. When it comes to unaliving, you would never put that on me. Either I am or I'm not, and I would never want that to be on me. Yeah. There are numerous articles. I would fight until that. Right, Hillary. How long ago was it? Not that it matters fundamentally. Just curious. Was it 2009 that I think I have to look at the article when it first, because you have to understand his son was 2 months old, I think, when he allegedly shook him the first time. And if you shake a baby, their brains are not going, are not developed for that kind of impact. Shaken baby syndrome is very common because a lot of times people get frustrated with babies. When you've been up late, when you've been, you're not ready to be a parent, or you're frustrated, the baby's crying, these people will grab them and just shake them, So have Miss Nitra addressed it at all? I missed her response. Not that I've seen. If somebody has seen it, please let me know. I have not seen Miss Nitra address it one bit, which I think is really damaging for her as this person she claims to be, right? And please, if Miss Nitra is listening, y'all screen recording, I'm happy to tell her this to her as well, because I don't think anybody's above this kind of a conversation. You want to be whatever you think you are on TikTok. You have to address certain things. There's certain things you should not run from because it only makes it look worse. She blocked any and everybody that, yes, and Capricorn, you're right, because I think T proved that yesterday, and so did Trip. So I feel like to a certain degree, are we responsible for our mods? And like who we mod, I should say, who we mod. Like if her mod went out today and unalive somebody, obviously she would have no inkling of that, right? She would not know something like that. But if you knew, because apparently they found proof that she knew that he did this, why aren't you saying that? The only way you're dancing and ignoring the question is because you knew and you don't want to look bad. And it just didn't matter to you. Whatever his excuse was to you, it just didn't matter. Yeah, you have to stand on something. Stand on the simple fact, like, hey, I knew. I gave him a second chance. Cool. You might get ridiculed for it. People might come for you for it. But at the same time, you stood on principle. You knew, you were honest. I know, Hillary, you're trying to come up, but for some reason it won't let you up. Come back out because it timed you out. If that's if that's what you have going on, cool. Admit it. You know what? He told me, and I decided that I was going to give him a second chance. We cannot control who gets a second chance and who doesn't. If Nitra felt like she felt comfortable with him being her mod, great. But I know when I was in her panel, he had a whole lot to say when he was trying to interrupt me. He was standing on business as being a mod. Bro, come stand on business on these charges. Hey, Ray Churchill. Is it Ray or Ray? Come stand on business with these charges. You had so much to talk when I was in that live. Come stand on business. Yeah, he always butt in. I know, like you can interrupt everybody else. On the panel, well, come on, interrupt me now. Come on, I want to hear what you got to say. Shoot, come interrupt me now. I really want to know. I mean, I'll let you speak, especially when her fight with other people is because they are platforming people that are against her. Right. So, and that's the thing about the whole Heartbreaker situation, right? She was so mad, I believe, at T and Chef, right, for battling Heartbreaker and platforming Heartbreaker. But now we come to find out, my dear, did you platform a guy who unalived his child? Now that, has he addressed it? Christina, great question. I've not seen him address it at all. What's up, Hillary?
Well, sweetie, first of all, how are you? How's the baby?
I'm doing well. The baby's good. I got diagnosed with gestational
How
diabetes, so we're learning and working through it. What are your thoughts on stuff?
okay, but then I gotta ask about Sophie. How is she doing?
She's good. She was she went to she was a flower girl in the wedding. I'll have to show y'all a photo. Let me see if I can find it. I gotta show
How you pulling that up? Let me tell you, because I'm gonna go straight to it. Miss Nitra knew. I don't have a doubt in my mind that she knew about that man.
mm-hmm.
There's no doubt in my mind, and she's standing 10 toes down about it, acting oblivious, but she always running around doing her investigations and pulling this and pulling that. Well, why ain't she
Mm-hmm.
talking about this? Why ain't she addressing this on her green screen?
Right. Yeah. Let's see it. So yeah, she was one of the flower girls. There was two flower girls, and so but that's my whole thing. Like, address it, because don't run from it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the worst thing you can do is straight up just run from it. Address it. Let people know. What are your thoughts on it? Like, we trying to understand. Did you know? Because that's where that doubles trip. I know. Did it pause? Sorry, y'all. I hope y'all saw. Did it pause? Did y'all see the photo? I know
We
Trip says
saw
she
it.
did. Okay. But that's where you stand. You say, like, you're so upset with people for platforming Heartbreaker, but you are platforming a man who unalived his 2-year-old, allegedly, right? So why not come out and say something? Why are you dancing
And
on
she
live?
enables and she
Go ahead.
enables him to be abusive to women. If he's abusive to women on her platform, and she co-signs for it.
And
I've
that,
seen it with my own two eyes.
well, and he was just, I don't, when I went up there, he was just so rude. And listen, I love how people give mods a lot of respect, as I do on my platform. But I think sometimes they just, because they don't want to run their platform, they just go, oh, my mods will do this, my mods will do that. At the same time, you have to be willing to say, hey, don't do this, don't do that, pay attention to this, whatever. And then at some point, if you have somebody as your mod, you're not responsible for their past, but you should let people know, I'm arguing with a baby killer. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
respectfully.
No, it's full disclosure. I'm religion, and I have you have. I'm not saying anything about religion, but what I'm saying is, when you got somebody on a platform acting holier than thou, everything come out their mouth, this here, that there, God this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but then you don't want to address something at your back door. You don't want to address what's at your back door, but you
That part.
address everything else at everybody else's door. Now
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about Steve Urkel, who think he's something. Let's talk about him.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, y'all. I gotta check my sugar. Give me a second. My alarm going off. Sorry about that. Hold on, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. He do look like Steve Urkel. I'm not gonna hold you. So yeah, Mario. And the reason I say this is because we give our mods so much, right? And sometimes people give their mods a lot of leeway. Some people don't. Some people, their mods are basically co-hosts, which is great. I think as long as you are able, where you stand and all of that, great. My thing is, are we responsible as content creator, where you're, like I said, as a live host, as a, whether you only go live here and there, but you have a few moderators, are you responsible for, notifying people? Apparently she did a meet and greet. He met her at the meet and greet and all of this. So this is somebody she's spoken to. Let me see here. D says she's close to him. I'd love to hear y'all opinions. If you want to come up, just send in a request. Let me know your thoughts. You can bring up, if there's another topic or something else you have a question on, let me know. Who's the guy? His name is Mario Hill. Is she related to him? I don't think she's related to him. I think she just, she's just close to him as a mod. I know he came out to, I believe he had came out to see her for her meet and greet. I heard they be talking on the phone and all. See, I don't know that. And they may, which I mean, of course you might talk to your mods if you're telling them, hey, I'm going live. So a lot of people have mod group chats. A lot of people are friends with their mods outside of the app or whatever. So that doesn't surprise me that she may speak to him on the back end about stuff. My thing is for Nitra is just like, hey, if you knew, just say you knew and you didn't care. And that's okay. It may not be okay for everybody. Okay. It wouldn't be okay with me. And what I mean is I just think it would be BS in the sense that I would not trust you on stuff, but that I don't have to trust you, right? We don't know each other. We don't hang out like that. We're not best friends. What you do don't affect me, right? So, and bam. So I'm good. You don't have to impress me. You don't have to impress anybody. But if you are going to stand on something, you're going to be honest about it, just stand on it. Just say, you know what? I knew he did this. He had charges for unaliving his child. And I decided that I was going to give him a second chance. And nobody can tell me who to give a second chance to. And she would be 100% right in that. She would be 100% right. Thank you, Am Bam. She would be 100% right. None of us can tell her who she can give a second chance to. But what that would do is alienate her platform.
So what is she doing instead? Twisting and turning them synthetic braids in her hair, acting like it don't exist.
Trying to get to 1 million likes.
Trying to get to 1 million likes, and I'm gonna get to, come on, give me to 1 million likes, y'all twisting and slinging that and drinking that wine. Baby, you need to come on down to reality and address what's in front of you.
And the reason I say 1 million likes is great. I've seen Bella hit 1 million likes. The last few of her lives that she's had, amazing. She's done so well with her court show. I've seen Petty hit 1 million likes. It's amazing to have people willing to support you on that and help you reach a goal like something like that. However, when we log off this app or we close the app or whatever, we can't take 1 million likes with us. You can't. What we do on this app, whether people realize it or not, can reflect you in the real life. That can be, how you respond to criticism. How do you respond to people, when your back is against the wall? That is what shows your character. 1 million likes is great. Sean and Olivia did 1 million likes every toxic. You ain't wrong. Sean and Olivia, let's talk about that. You're right. Sean and Olivia did 1 million likes. Shit. Every night. Shanice did multiple millions of likes every time she was on live. And where did it get them? We cannot take TikTok with us, y'all. We all get burnt out. We all, get tired of stuff. It just, where does it get you? So yeah, you can do all of this, but you can't take it with you. If you say you're authentic, be authentic. Just say, I said, F it. Go ahead. I didn't care about him having them charges. I decided to go ahead and have him as my mod. I like him. I think he's cool. I think, him and I had great conversation. I'm willing to rock with him. Okay.
But you gotta stand on business with it. You've gotta be able to say, if it's not to us, to your supporters. You have to address it.
Right. And the thing is, people always go, I don't owe nobody nothing. I don't owe. But you have a platform and you say that you want people to support you. So you ask people to tap your screen for 1 million likes. You ask people to, when you're in battles, you're expecting people to gift you, right? Because you're not gifting yourself in an active battle. So you have your cash apps, so you do. That's why I don't like when people go, oh, I don't owe anybody anything. But I feel like when it comes to true supporters, if you feel like you have those, you do. The issue is because it's not just only our true supporters who can see our profiles, and because anybody can screen grab our stuff and take it and do whatever they want, people don't want to apologize. People don't want to speak on it.
Well, that's what I said, Terry, that she says she don't care and she criticizes other people for the same thing. That's what I
Hmm.
don't understand. You cannot have your cake and do all these other things. You address it or you say, okay, I'm gonna ride with him. This is what I'm gonna do. But as long as she is sitting back acting like it don't exist or being delusional about it, because we see it for what it is. You deal with it, you address it, move on. You can say, okay, I'm gonna have a fundraiser for him. Well, that's what you like to do, have a fundraiser for him. But you still need to address it.
And not get mad at people asking you to address it, because this is the risk you take. This is the risk you take when you have somebody who's a mod and you knew that they had done something to this extreme in the past. If you didn't know, why not come out and say it? Because if it was me, I would simply say, I didn't know. If I didn't know, I didn't know. And I'm not going to be crucified for not knowing. However, I understand the conversation would then be, why didn't you know? I can understand how people would correlate that conversation, but at least you can alleviate some of the conversations and say, I just didn't know, if you didn't. Hold on, let's see here. Christina says, yeah, addressing it comes with the territory of being a content creator and having mods, 100%. You cannot ask people to mod for you, support you, and then say you don't owe anybody anything. This is why I got mad with like the whole Black Diamond situation, right? When I got treated the way I did at her panel and people were cash apping, nasty things, and she was like, oh, I don't owe it. This is what this and that. But then don't ask when I get in your live, people are like, oh, you got to subscribe to me. But you're not offering me, as a subscriber, you're not offering me any kind of a safe place. And I know there'll be people who say, well, she doesn't have to, but then don't pressure me to do something. Don't ask me to subscribe to you, to support you and do all of this. And then when I don't do that and I say, hey, I didn't like what you did, come after me. And have your people come after me and say, you just jealous. You're just mad. No, I just didn't like the way I was treated. I don't understand why that has nothing to do with jealousy.
Absolutely, that part, Aunt Karen. She had said a bunch of stuff that I was jealous of them and this and that and jealous of her. I'm not jealous of her. I have never taken to this platform and asked for one penny from anybody. I have not taken off my security uniform. I don't have a lopsided BBL. There's nothing that I have to be jealous about. Nothing. When it come to Diamond.
Not the lopsided BBL. So that's my thing. Like, I just hate when people do that and they boil it down to jealousy because they don't want to address the real issue. And that's why I said Nitra is in the same boat. She don't want to address the real issue. But here's the thing. You can ignore it, but every time you get into it with somebody, they gonna bring it up. So you might as well address it. You might as well. Instead of trying to hide it. I know Hillary always throwing shots. She's always going to make sure she throws a little razzle dazzle in it. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not missing y'all comment. Y'all laughing at Hillary gasp. I'm here for the real tea. How's Sophie's Roblox? And I miss her lies. You know what? Sophie's Roblox she's doing good, but y'all, this girl be asking me to play Roblox with her, and I'm like, Sophie, I gotta limit my time playing Roblox because I can only do that for a little bit. This girl be thinking she doing Roblox all day. She wants to do Roblox all day. She thinks she has a YouTube channel. That's why she be like and subscribe. And I'm like, girl, I can't. Mommy's tired. Hey, what's up?
Hi, Aunt Karen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I have a question. I'm kind of reverting back to incidents that happened before, and I kind of need to know what was going on because it did have to include you.
Okay.
There was a person named Benti.
Genty?
Benti with a B.
Binti, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Does that name recollect anything?
Yeah, he was on a Discord and all of this stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
he's a white gay man, right?
Yes. Are you able to kind of backtrack and kind of inform me of what's going on right now? My friend group and I don't know if you ever heard of Phoenix. She's on TikTok. She does her platform. She does interviews. She does panels. She speaks about different things, and he was part of our friend group, and a lot of shit went sour. And we're just trying to figure out who this person was before he came into our friend, I guess, group. Because someone, I guess, that was around when he was acting the way he was acting had posted a story stating that he had made racial slurs to you. He was being very disrespectful, and Phoenix did not know anything about it. Mind you, she is an African Black Muslim woman. And I just need to know what's going on when it comes to that, because it's like I feel like we kind of all been hidden, and I don't know. Like I'm lost for words about what's going on. Like it's gotten bad.
Yeah, so I can do a quick intermission on that. So I first interacted with him when he was on somebody named EB. What was her name? EB something. She's and it's not EB Ready, but she's a different. Her name is EB. She doesn't go live very often, and she had a Discord in which he would get into the Discord. He would say all kinds of stuff about me. They were sharing photos of me without my hijab and stuff like that, making fun of me. And he had said that he was like mixed, and he never showed his face, but he said that he was mixed several times, like mixed with black and white. And then that wasn't true. I found out that wasn't true.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Yeah, he would say things, and then so he would be very like Islamophobic and all that other stuff, kikiing it with his friends in that Discord. I was not in the Discord, so obviously I don't have like I had screenshots at the time, but I don't, I let all of that junk go because he stopped talking about me and I stopped talking about him, and I moved on. He said that to justify, he said that, B knows, he said that to stuff that he was mixed to justify his actions. I then found out, like through some research, because he was claiming to know all these famous people, like his dad was a director and I don't know if he told you all that or not.
Oh no, that was a lie too, but you can continue.
Yeah, like his dad was a director. He worked with he met Jamie Lee Curtis, which he has a photo with Jamie Lee Curtis, but like working on the set of what is it, Michael Myers? What is that show? Whichever one Jamie Lee Curtis.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, like, I don't know, like, okay, so I don't know exactly 100% information. I know his father has to do with that, but he's not a director or anything of that sort.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That narrative is not.
For all we know, his father could just be the camera guy. I mean, a lighting tech. I don't know.
He's an art director.
Halloween.
His father's the art director.
Yeah, Halloween. Thank you. That was the movie. So, but yeah, he likes to jump into black spaces and then act like he's a certain kind of way and then utilize all of that rhetoric against people, whoever he doesn't like. So
I don't know if you could see what Phoenix has. This is the message. This is actually the story that was posted. As to why we're actually coming to you and trying to figure out exactly what happened.
Let me make her. Is this Phoenix here?
Yes, this is Phoenix.
That's me.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were in here.
Very nice to meet you, Aunt Karen.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
I remember you so fondly. So when this came to my mind, or when this came to my attention, I was so shook. I was like, I need to figure out how we can speak about this. And more came out yesterday where he's going to different spaces and lying about the situation that happened with us directly, and that's not true. Meanwhile, this screenshot is posted because, again, I'm being brought into it because they're like, oh, he's her token, HOMO. Meanwhile, I had no idea about the things that he was doing in the past before he met me. So I was like, I'm going directly to the source when I can. So when I saw you this morning, I'm not even supposed to be up this morning. I don't wake up this early, but I literally was like, let me get on there and just ask if she remembers anything that he was saying and doing. So we have straight evidence from the person herself that was being targeted. Because we heard about the Islamophobia. We heard about the everything. We've heard
Yeah.
about everything, but we had no facts behind it. So I said, let's go directly to Aunt Karen herself. She's running a podcast. Maybe she can do just a short session to just let us know what really is happening. And I had no idea. Vicky had no idea. The rest of our friend group had no idea. So I even appreciate you trying to dig back and remember what was said to you, because I myself am a Muslim African woman. So I just don't understand how you could be doing all these things months before you meet me and then be revived through me.
Yeah.
It's just not okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He was cracking a lot of jokes, and then he would jump on live because he was friends with the host, and I would be in one of the lives, and he would jump in and then be like, "You did, you this, you that," go off and cuss, whatever. But in the Discord, he was doing the same thing. Like they would attack me about my hair. They would attack, so they had my photos up without my hair or with my hair. And then because I had shaved my hair and all of that stuff, then without my hijab, with my hijab, things like that, making memes of me on that. And they did that to a lot of other people, but I know, I'm just speaking for myself because I don't want to diminish anybody else who was made fun of. Janae, I see you said you have something you wanted to say. Do you want to come up? Enlighten I'm not sure how you are involved. So
Attention, messy TikTokers. Please follow on Rumble for more messy TikTok news. YouTube will remove this page for community guideline violations after one more strike. The link is in the description.